So one of the things we've had to do to accommodate all the things that we need to do to move the school forward is to change the structure of the school day. You will still start and finish at the same time, but the way that your day is ordered will change for next year. So you'll see on your screen that we're going to start off the morning with roll call. Now, as you'll remember, up until we closed, we were checking your equipment at random points throughout the week. But we're going to shift that focus now so that we do that in the morning so that you're all ready for the learning that's going to be ahead of you that day. Tutor time or assembly has been brought forward to after roll call in the morning. You'll then have your 2 lessons and break, 2 lessons, then lunch, and then 2 lessons in the afternoon. What you'll have noticed is that the lesson length has changed slightly. And the reason we've done that is so that we can accommodate whole school reading at the end of the day. This is something that all United Learning schools are doing, and we're bringing this into September. As you all know, being able to read and read confidently helps you in your future and helps with your educational success and your personal well-being.
So, on to tutor time and some changes. Ms Lawrence has already spoken to you about roll call. So at 8:20, we are going to have roll call. You need to be at roll call at 8:20, because if you are not and you are late, you will receive a half an hour detention. On the slide, you will see a box that says introduce and roll call. This lists all the reasons why we have brought roll call in and why we think it's going to be a great start to the day. Most importantly, it's where we're going to check your equipment and your uniforms. If you don't have those things, the same rule applies as it did before. It would be a half an hour detention. In the box at the top, you will see a logistics of roll call. That tells you where you will need to go and line up. So Bath, you will line up in the street, Cambridge the Giant Studio, Imperial the main hall, and Warwick the sports hall. You will line up in your tutor groups in alphabetical order in silence. Roll call will be in silence and you will be dismissed in silence after tutor time. A big change this year is the structure of the tutor groups. If you are in year 7 to 10, you will be in a tutor group, a vertical tutor group where you will all be mixed, exactly the same as it is now. The only difference is that we are changing from 8 tutor groups to 7 tutor groups. So each college will have 7 tutor groups in. If you've read the slide without waiting to listen to me, you will see that year 11 are now coming out of tutor time. So you won't have year 11s in your tutor group. Year 11s will be in their own tutor groups with their own tutors, and they will have their own bespoke programme. There are lots of reasons why we have done this, and when year 11s return, Ms Stokes, Ms Hendra and the senior leadership team will talk to year 11 specifically about why these changes have been made. If you are in year 7 to 10, your tutor programme is on the slide in the table. You will notice that we've brought mentoring back. After the survey of the Student Council and the Student Voice, you were all really keen to have mentoring sessions back with your tutor, so they are back in. Assemblies are staying. The day is staying, so that's your discussion-based activities, which is always a popular one for all of you, and we are keeping wellbeing and character education. The only change is your reading slots, and again, when you come back to school, we will talk to you more in depth about what reading will look like in tutor time.
So we haven't changed our focus on attendance. What we're going to do is just talk to you differently about what this means in terms of your futures and your outcomes. So in the past, we've talked to you about what your attendance percentage means and how much school that you have missed. But we think we can add value to this by actually talking to you about when being off school and what impact that has on your grades. So if you have a look at the top box, for example, it says above 96%, you are 4 times more likely to achieve a 5+ in English and maths. So we're going to be talking to you about the impact on your grades and your outcomes rather than how much time that you have missed. We haven't changed our focus on attendance. It matters more than ever as we return back to school. What we want you to do is to think about the impact that has on you.
So you might be thinking, what about all the good stuff, Miss? How are we going to look after us, and what are we going to do to develop ourselves outside of the classroom as well as inside it? This slide explains how we're going to pull together that Be Kind initiative that Miss Lawrence talked about. So wellbeing activities are still going to be there, and you can see there the types of ideas that we have had. The same as our Be Kind initiatives, and if you've been on ePraise and you like to look on ePraise, you'll see that Mr. Oak has been busy setting up the personal best, acts of kindness and some SA Be Kind activities for you. Character education is staying. You should be familiar with these. We do it through the tutor programme, we do it through PSHE, and we use ePraise. So the Pixel programme that we use in tutor and the PSHE lessons with the mindfulness will still be there. And routines, cultures and norms. We are adding to these with the introduction of roll call. Coronavirus permitting, we would still really love to do our whole school assemblies, and as Miss Lawrence has talked about, we will have to possibly adjust the highway code when we come back, but there will still be one. So together, all of these make up student wellbeing and how we're going to pull.
So you will have seen earlier in this assembly that I talked about changes to the structure of the day, which included reading for everybody. So whole school reading is going to be a huge focus for next year. We know the impact of you reading every day, widely and broadly, has such a positive impact on you. So every day, the whole school will be reading at the end of the day. That'll be 25 minutes of good quality reading time for everybody. In addition, everybody will get 3 personal reading slots throughout the week. 2 of those will be linked to tutor time and 1 of those will be linked to your PSHE session. But the big change for next year is that we're really going to be celebrating what you read and how much you read. So Accelerated Reader is going to be used to track and reward the progress that you are making. And we also will have reading interventions in place for students that need some additional support alongside all of the whole school initiatives that we've got going on. And regarding the benefits, take a look on the next slide. They're summarised nicely in terms of what reading can bring to you.
So, on to prep, and hopefully this slide will please you. We are adjusting the quality of prep you get this year, and this is thanks to some of the conversations the Senior Council have had with Miss Lawrence, Miss Stokes and the Senior Leadership team. So the tables on the slide will show you how much prep you are going to get a week. So if you're an organised Key Stage 3 student, you will get 5 hours a week, which is less than you have now, and Key Stage 4, it is an increase from the 5 hours, but it is less than you currently have. That is to be expected at Key Stage 4, guys, due to your examination subjects and being prepared for your GCSEs.
So me and Mr. Drinkwater have summarised the changes that you will see in the Academy over the course of next academic year. We're really aware that we won't get the opportunity to discuss some of these face-to-face with you. We want to give you the opportunity to ask some questions if there's anything that you're not clear about. So you'll have received this from Mr. Oak. Mr. Oak is going to put on ePraise an opportunity for you to raise some questions. What we will do with those is we will go through all of those questions and we will feed back to you again in an assembly in a really similar way. As you know, every year schools look to do things better, and this was going to happen regardless of the situation, because what's really important to us, and everybody works at the Academy, is that we always do the absolute best by you, and we truly believe that these changes will do that for you, and we really look forward to seeing you soon.
There you go.
Right, stop.
And then stop.
Start again.
That press pause.
Oh, that's filming.
There you go.
Okay, good afternoon, Swinton Academy. Me and Mr. Drinkwater are talking to you today about the planned changes for September. So this assembly is to let you know about the plan changes for moving the academy forward from September.
It went back to, it's come up now.